Okay, so it has been a long time, but we are here, by gods. And let's do a recap since it's been such a while. So when we left off, the Section 31 agent known as Sloan had somehow commandeered two starships, the USS Timberwolf, a Vesta-class science vessel. Oh, thanks, sweetie. Sorry, my sweetie just gave me leftover Thai food. And the USS Valiant, a Defiant class vessel equipped with a cloaking device. Both ships were last seen heading into Zealand space. You all do have a general sense of the direction they were headed. Dauntless shut down her holographic systems in order to keep Sloan from doing what he did with the Volk, which was essentially taking control of the ship the way that he did the Timberwolf and the Valiant. On Bianca's advice, most of the ships in the Carina Nebula Task Force, which the Dauntless leads, did the same. That includes the Shroud, which shut down their own shipboard holographic emitters as well as their other holographic systems. So we're going to start pretty much right where we left off, on the bridge of the Dauntless. Marissa will make way for... sorry, forgot his name. Bear with me a second. Koltesh? Yes. So Marissa will make way for Koltesh at the tactical station. Bianca, I think you were in the ready room, but we're going to start out on the bridge.
All right. Refresh me my memory. What has just happened?
What just happened was Marissa, with Bianca's permission, fired a salvo of quantum torpedoes from the Dauntless to destroy the Volk, thereby salvaging the honor of victory, even in the wake of her ship's destruction. The Dauntless itself was able to beam off the crew.
Right. Bianca's going to direct medical teams to the cargo bays to deal with the crew of the Volk, and then she's going to have a much better sense of direction than my ADHD ass at the moment. She's and then and then she's going to turn to Shiana. What happened over there?
It was Sloan, a hologram of him, but with more substance than a hologram should have. I was able to disable the emitter on his arm, and that's really the only truth is, Bianca, it's one of the worst fights I've been in a long time.
Well, I've shut down our holographic systems, and I have locked out the main computer, command access only. Everybody will have access to their workstations, but all command and control functions, it's basically you, me, and the Admiral.
It's very wise. I mean, we still don't know how Sloan got on board the Valk or infiltrated the computers or any of it. And unfortunately now the evidence is destroyed.
And we've got two of the starships in the task force are headed into Zealand space, and they're non-responsive. But at the same time, we need more information. I'm going to go over to the Shroud and see if I can't use their intelligence resources to figure out what's going on with this Sloane character. That means that I'm leaving it to you to retrieve the Timberwolf and the Valiant and bring them home.
Oh, a chase through space. Sounds fun. And I would like the chance to actually punch this asshole in the actual face.
I thought you said he was a hologram.
It was a hologram. There's got to be a real person somewhere.
Maybe, maybe not. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. But
Maybe not. Do you think it's an artificial intelligence?
it seems to appear to think too quickly. It's always not just one step ahead, but 2 steps ahead. Seems like it has to be an AI to me, but I could be wrong.
It's a fair point. Like I said, it's one of the toughest fights I've been in a long, long time.
Well, let's hope you don't have to get into any on over here. I've also had the rest of the ships in the task force follow the same procedure. So hold down the fort till I get back.
Yes, ma'am.
So the Shroud is not in the immediate area. And let's see. You could probably have them rendezvous with you en route. One thing about the section of Zealand space that the 2 ships appear to be going into is it is a thicker part of the nebula. Beyond a certain point, slipstream simply won't be tenable.
What about shields?
Iffy.
Cool.
Yeah, this is great. This is fine.
Things. Good God.
Yeah. Well, you'll recall Zealand ships don't have shields. And that is it's kind of a technological blind spot on their part that came about because large sections of Zealand territory are in deep parts of the nebula where it's impossible to construct a shield grid.
Right.
Gosh, could you imagine if they did, how powerful those shields would be?
Right? Maybe give Dash something to chew on. See if we can fortify our shields somehow. But Bianca's just going to... She's given her debriefing to Shiana, so she's going to go ahead and kind of give things over to her for now and then leave for the Shroud once they rendezvous.
Okay. Shiana, Bianca's departure doesn't necessarily mean you wouldn't also be able to investigate Sloane's connections. In fact, given your knowledge of security and tactics, you might be able to conduct an investigation of your own aboard the Dauntless while you're en route.
Excellent.
The bad news is the Timberwolf has a bit of a lead. You can probably reduce that significantly by using this Dauntless' Slipstream Drive, but things will get dicey the deeper into Zealand space you go.
Okay, so Lieutenant Cardin.
Hi. What can I do you for, Captain?
Set a pursuit course from the Timberwolf, and let's use Slipstream as long as Dash will let us.
Hi, Captain.
Okay. Let's see. Let's do a control con roll for Jonas. And structure con roll for the ship. And y'all have 2 momentum from the previous episode.
I'm assuming my focuses apply here.
Yes. Helm operation applies.
What's my difficulty?
Difficulty I'm going to set at 3 because of the navigational hazards that you are no doubt going to encounter as you start to go inside the depths of the nebula itself.
Okay, then I would like to use a momentum for my cautious con.
Yep. That's what it's there for.
And here we go.
Four successes. Nicely done. Who's got the Dauntless?
I do.
Okay. It's control, or not control, it's structure con for Dauntless. Okay, so no
And that's
help for the
right.
Dauntless,
Never have me
but-
roll for the ship. Why did anybody let me roll for the ship? You guys.
Well, technically, you're the only one who can roll for the ship. I don't think I can roll for the ship
No,
and
Sarah
the
could do
pilot.
it. Sarah could do it.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But it's all
We
good.
didn't need it.
Because
all good.
y'all actually regain your momentum because it's 4 successes on a difficulty 3 roll. So nicely done, Jonas.
Yay.
You've got a
And
course.
Jonas will tap all the things and make things.
So you've got a course that will put you probably about an hour behind the Timberwolf as it goes deeper into Zealand space. It'll be about 45 seconds at Slipstream. So as the Slipstream drive engages. And all right, let's see. Jonas, let me have you, while you guys are in Slipstream, let me have you give me an Insight Command roll. Difficulty here is going to be 2.
Do any of my focuses apply?
Yes, I'm going to let your attunement focus apply here.
All right. What was my difficulty?
Your difficulty was 2?
Can you say that one more time? You cut out for me.
2.
2. Okay. I think I'll use a momentum to buy an extra dice.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
I might do my value to re-roll that. That's horrible.
Okay. What value would you like to call upon?
Not everything can be learned in school. Or would any of my values apply here? I
I'm-
honestly don't know what
I
the
am the
situation
calm in the storm, I think, would apply here.
Okay, then I will do I am the calm in the storm and re-roll that entire thing.
Okay, re-rolling 3 dice.
Ugh.
Still not great, but no complications.
Much better.
And Jonas, you can feel something tugging at the edges of your perception. Like there's got to be some way to close the distance, but the more you try to focus on it, the further away it seems to get away from you. Like something that's on the tip of your tongue and your brain just won't bring it into focus.
The captain's already left us, right?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I mean, she's kind of in do not disturb mode in her ready room at the moment.
Jonas is going to send a quick written text communication to the captain.
Okay.
Basically just along the lines of, I feel something, I don't know what it is, just letting you know.
And at that, Bianca kind of like furrows her brow just a tiny bit. And she just writes back, noted. Let me know if you feel anything else.
And then Jonas will just focus on making sure that nothing happens to them while they're in Slipstream.
Okay. Y'all drop out of Slipstream several light years closer to the Timberwolf. Still, both ships still flying at high warp. And someone take 3 power off of the Dauntless's max power.
I can do that.
Okay.
8 power.
So, still on a pursuit course. You get a hail from the Shroud.
Incoming hail, Captain.
On screen?
And on screen.
Dauntless, this is the Shroud. We're about an hour behind you at maximum warp. Sarah, if you're saying anything, we can't hear you.
No, I'm not saying anything.
Okay. The
I'm in my
circle was turning green, so I wasn't sure.
Oh, yeah, no. I think I coughed.
Shroud, let me get back to you 1 second.
Yeah,
And,
I'm here.
Shanna messages Bianca, Captain.
Yeah, Shiana.
Shroud is still an hour out. How would you feel about waiting for them in a shuttle? I don't think we can afford to wait another hour to go after the Timberwolf.
That's like probably a good plan. I'll take the
The level?
no, I don't think we need to take the level.
Okay.
I don't think the level has anywhere to like. I think
No, that's
it would be
true.
perfect.
Too big to
Took a
dock.
shuttle. Too big to dock, and if the level is docked with the Shroud, she can't use her cloaking device.
True.
I'm just trying to remember the names of the other shuttles that I came up with.
Zambezi and Nile are what's on the ship sheet.
Yeah, I added 2 more. I added Swagger and Haze. That's what I added.
Okay. When you have a chance, you might want to add those to the Dauntless's launch bay too.
Okay, yeah. The Zambezi and the Nile are Type 7s, right?
Type 6.
Type 6. Okay, because Swagger is and Haste are Type 9, I believe. One of them might be Type 11. Actually, they're Type 11.
There's a Type 11?
Yeah, it's the shuttle from Insurrection.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I will take the Swagger.
Okay. So it's a fairly simple action. Won't be any rolling necessary for Bianca to disembark, leaving Shienna as the Dauntless's captain.
And I'm just going to set a maximum warp course to rendezvous with the Shroud.
Okay, sounds good.
And I'll let them know that I'm coming.
Yeah, good call. I'm going to spend 2 threat. Journey, let's have Koltesh make a reason security roll. Difficulty here is going to be 1, reduced from 2. Dauntless will assist with sensor security.
Guys, I'll be right back. They closed my way home, so I have to check the GPS to find out how to get home. So,
Oh, yikes,
I'll be back
no
in like
worries.
5.
Yeah,
Alright,
take
sorry.
your time. That was a what roll, please?
A reason security roll.
Okay, does he have any focuses that apply?
No, he does not. But the Dauntless is going to assist, and the difficulty is 1. And the Dauntless is rolling sensor security. Okay.
2 from Koltesh.
Nicely done.
Anyone have the ship?
I can do the ship. Are we doing weapon or sensor security?
Sensor security.
Okay. Womp womp. Oh well.
That's all right. Not a complication. All right. So there are a number of Zealand ships following the Dauntless. None of them are able to quite keep up. That being said, it looks... Okay. Hi, Adam.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's just there was a lot of noise from you all of a sudden. I was like, yikes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No worries. That being said, Koltesh, it is reasonable to assume that the deeper you go into Zealand territory, the more Zealand ships will come up on sensors, possibly attempting to intercept. And I will be right back. My voice quality is crap. Hang on. Okay.
Is Koltesh on the bridge?
Yeah.
Okay, I just didn't know, because I know he's supposed to work with the Admiral, but I didn't know if he was on the bridge at the moment.
No, that was Sisram who was supposed to work with the Admiral, I believe. Koltesh was in charge of setting things up, but...
Gotcha, okay, I just misunderstood that then.
No worries.
Alright, so from his station, Koltesh is going to look up, Captain. we have several. What is the name of the species? I am really
Zealand.
bad tonight. I am
No,
so
it's fine.
we have we have several Zealand ships following us, and it's safe to assume the further we go in, the more we'll have trying to intercept.
Well, that is a very reasonable assumption. Shields up as long as we can keep them. Continue our pursuit course.
Aye, Captain. Uh, just in case they start firing on us for some reason, Jonas would like to be ready to go into evasive maneuvers or
Okay.
fly evasively while we're tracking the other ship.
I mean, as long as y'all are still at warp, they really wouldn't be able to fire energy weapons. They'd be limited to torpedoes.
Okay. Alrighty. Question from Jonas: is that feeling still there, or did it go away?
Still there, which is aggravating as hell because, well, you know what that feeling's like.
Let me check something. Is it possible to try and roll for it again?
It is possible to
Or
roll.
is that just like...
I'll let you roll for it again, but I'm going to increase the difficulty to 3.
That is perfectly fine. I was checking to see if I had any spotlight stuff left, and I have 1 spotlight thing left in case I need to do a reroll.
Okay.
I want to save that for something, but if this is just bothering me. I don't like the fact that I can't get it. It might be important. All right, and that was Insight Command.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to go ahead, if everyone's okay with it, and use 1 momentum to buy a dice.
Okay.
And my attunement focus does come into play here, right?
Yes. However, I'm going to spend a threat to increase your complication range to 2.
Nice!
Wasted threat on my part. 4 successes. Nicely done. So you regain your momentum.
I did good. I'm so happy with that.
Woohoo!
The direction the Timberwolf is... the Timberwolf's vector is taking it in the direction of one of the points that you saw from your vision.
So it's headed towards one of the fragments of the vision I have.
Correct.
Do I know which one? Because I have the map. I'm
it's
assuming I
one-
would know which one it's headed.
It's one the Dauntless hasn't visited, but yes, I mean, you can projecting the course out. You can tell where it's headed. There are navigational hazards that as you get closer to it, it's basically like the Briar Patch. There is a point at which you will have to come out of warp and shields will be inoperative. That being said, your attunement to the nebula and the number of successes you rolled will give you an edge on the Timberwolf when it comes to navigating this area.
Okay.
You'll basically be able to close with it using a route that you are aware of that Sloane could not possibly be.
Okay. All right.
Do I know Sloane's on the ship? I'm
So,
catching up. So we're pursuing
presuming you're
someone.
settled in.
I mean, I'm driving, so I can answer questions. Just people
okay.
are gonna have to roll for me and stuff.
Yeah, I can.
Like I've
I can
been
do rolls for
listening.
you.
Yeah. So it sounds like we're chasing someone and other people are chasing us, and we're going into effectively the Mutara Nebula in a little bit. So
Well,
my question is,
remember the Briar Patch from Inquisition? Or Inquisition,
Insurrection.
Jesus. Thank you. Insurrection.
I'll tell you, I saw Insurrection once because it was meh. And
Yeah,
so
kinda.
I remember that it was there, and I remember Data, Worf, and Picard singing. That's about it. And
I mean, that was worth the
yeah.
price of admission for me, but that's just me.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, I
so,
like watching
but
it.
yeah.
It was just not one of those I go and see again.
Right. Let me check something real quick. Hang on.
Okie dokie.
No, that's not the right character.
Yeah, so we've lost contact with one of our own ships, one of our own Federation ships.
2 of your own Federation ships.
2 of them, yeah. And we're pursuing one of them right now.
And we suspect Sloane. Has that been said out loud? Okay, cool.
Yeah, we
Just
suspect. Yeah, because this basically happened right when I was able to wrest control of the Dauntless away from Sloane.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh,
so he took
God.
control of the ship? I missed a lot.
No, he took control of 2 other ships. He did not take control of the Dauntless. He took control of the Klingon ship that Shiana was on.
Gotcha. So I missed some shit. Cool. Well, my character's totally aware of what's been going on. All right. Well, I will assume I've been doing sneaky stuff while pretending to be minding my.
I mean, shocker.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
All right. Give me just a second here, because I'm still running into some trouble with the connection. Not sure how to change the server on it, though. Well, shit. All right, I'm just gonna move on.
So, question: the pull that I'm feeling, is that the fact that I'm recognizing we're heading to one of the fragments, or is it something else that I feel that is heading that way?
It is that you feel like you are heading toward one of the shards that you saw in your vision.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure it wasn't anything else. It was just that. With that, Jonas will look behind him towards the captain. Captain.
Yes, Lieutenant?
The Timberwolf is heading towards one of the shards of the ring from the ship that came from the future.
Have we been to this particular piece yet?
We have not. But they seem to know that it's there, and that's where they're headed. The only advantage I can think of in this situation is that I'll be able to steer through the nebula that we're heading to, while they'll have difficulty charting through it.
Sounds like a plan.
Why they would be heading towards it, I couldn't guess right now.
I might be starting to have an idea, but yes, I'll leave the navigation and maneuvering through the nebula in your capable hands.
Lieutenant Carden, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Hello? Can people hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear him respond.
Oh, no worries.
I have a question. Will you be able to navigate through the nebula or through the briar patch?
The best I can explain it is having been in the nebula for as long as we have and the visions I've had, I'm more attuned to the nebula than most people would be.
So you would say it's more gut instinct than anything else. The reason why I ask is I may have an idea. If we're all going to be heading through this nebula, Captain, everyone's sensors will be just as useless. Perhaps there is a way I can modify our main deflector to dish to make the sensor problems even worse, blinding our adversaries even further while Lieutenant Carden steers us by following the second star. It might give us the advantage to arrive even sooner. If it indeed is, as Lieutenant Carden says, his gut.
The only problem with that is the route that Jonas would be piloting is going to carry you too far away from the Timberwolf to actually do that.
What about our pursuers? Will I be able to blind them? And is that something we want to do? I'm not 100% certain who's following us.
The Zealand are following us.
Yeah, and that's bad, right? It's
The
been a
angry
little
bugs.
bit.
I mean,
The angry
it's
bugs.
their
So they're
territory.
bad. Is it possible? Yeah, so is it possible if I don't want them to follow us, to do the same thing where we can scatter their sensors so they can't know what route we're taking?
You could do something like that with a probe, probably.
Yeah, well, I'm science, techity tech.
Yeah.
Like, however my character knows how to do it. I was just bullshitting as I went.
Yeah.
As I do. So if that's something perhaps it might not be able to do anything for the Timberwolf, but it might be able to throw our pursuers off enough to give us breathing room.
That sounds like a plan, Captain.
Yep, I think it's a good plan, Commander. Execute at will.
All right.
A probe to release high amounts of neutrino radiation, which will interact with the particles in the nebula, thus creating a screen. Boom. That's complete bullshit, but it sounds good. Me. Yeah, exactly.
All right.
And is this gonna take Rye off of the bridge for a while?
Yeah, let's say let's have it put him in the science lab for about 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, I'll totally go and handle that. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so on Shiana's part, through all of this, she's been trying to figure out how she can do some investigating on what Sloan might be up to, or like how he's done all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that we're headed towards one of the shards, I think, feels like a verification that it's an artificial intelligence, and that it might have something to do with the technology that created all of those artificial intelligences that we previously encountered.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to figure out like how Shiana would like actually go about like digging up more information.
In a word, logistics. Just like Starfleet runs on its stomach, the technology that Sloan has been using has a fingerprint.
Okay, and we've got that information. So who would be the person with the best grasp of that?
Of the logistics?
Yeah, of like what the fingerprint of those particular artificial intelligences looked like on a computer system. Because we woke one of them up, right?
Mhm. Yeah, that's true.
Oh gosh. It was Dolly, wasn't it?
Dolly would
I believe
probably
it
be your
was.
foremost expert. With Steph not being here, Catalea could probably also assist, but also Shiana would be able to investigate this as well. I mean, there's more to this logistical footprint than just the AI code. There's also the hardware. The hardware has to go from point A to point B somehow.
So there has to be hardware on Dauntless.
Give me an insight security check. I'm gonna set the difficulty here at 3.
Okay, I'm gonna take a dice, everybody.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay, 3 with the
Oof.
complication. I'm gonna bank the threat, and I will tell you that several months ago, the several ships in the Carina Nebula sector received emergency medical hologram technology. And if you were going to spread an AI, a holographic AI, that would be the perfect guys to do it. And I will be right back after I dislodge cats from my lap. All right, Garrus, take a hint.
Aw.
Oh, kitties. Who worked on installing those emergency hologram? It was 19 and who else?
I don't remember. And the doctor from Voyager.
Oh, that's right.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Okay, so what Shiana wants to do actually is look at who ordered the installation
Mhm.
and then who was involved in the execution. I know that 19 and the doctor from Voyager were, but like who
Right.
else was along that chain of
Okay,
making that happen?
In addition to 19 and the Voyager's emergency medical hologram, the orders for the implementation came from Starfleet Medical. And as you start digging into kind of the chain of involvement, Sarah, if it's all right with you, I'd like to swap over to the shroud for a bit.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, let me see if I still have the shroud on my screen. I don't. So we'll just use this ready room. Okay. So I'm just going to scroll up a bit. Hang on. Bear with me just a moment. So on the shroud in the ready room, Bianca, you, Drex Catal, and Captain Santiago are kind of sitting together reviewing your last mission report. You kind of brought him up to speed. At which point Drex says, okay, so it sounds like he's using mobile emitters? Those are fairly tightly controlled. I think we could probably track those shipments. And if he's communicating instantaneously across long distances, then he's probably using a QEC. Now, we can't track those signals, but we can track the equipment. So, if we hit Starfleet's logistical database, maybe we can find out where this stuff is coming from.
Stuff is what?
Where the stuff is coming from.
Ah, okay. Sounds like a pretty straightforward thing. Although I would think that this guy would cover his tracks way better.
There's some
He's
things
been 1-2 steps ahead of us always.
Hang on. Cat's one out. Well, it's worth a shot at the very least.
Some place to start.
Alright. I'm gonna have him do a difficulty 3 roll. And Santiago's going to assist him. Alright. So there are several. The computer comes up with several results. Research and development labs at the Daystrom Institute and Memory Alpha. There's a web of logistical traffic that goes from each of those kind of hubs. Starbase 341 in near the edge of the Romulan Republic. And then Logistics Depot 01472 in the Quadra Sigma system, which is on the edge of Borg space.
Borg space. Well, I mean, stuff coming out of Memory Alpha, that makes sense. I'm afraid I don't know much about these other 2 installations, though.
Well, Starbase 341 is just is centrally located. It's kind of like moving stuff in and out of Deep Space Nine.
Right.
But that hub on the edge of nowhere? I don't know what that would. Can we send these results to the Dauntless, see if they can pull anything up?
I don't see why not. And Bianca's going to send an encrypted transmission to the Dauntless, instructing them to check out this particular installation.
Okay. So back on the bridge of the Dauntless, then. Shiana, you get this encrypted text. basically, Bianca and the crew of the Shroud have pinpointed a logistics facility on the edge of the Shackleton Expanse, on the edge of Borg space, so kind of on the opposite end of the Beta Quadrant from Earth. As a possible site of interest.
How far away from us is that currently?
It's most of the way back into the Federation, so it would be about 2 hours at Slipstream once you got out of the area of space that you're in.
Captain, that's all the way back the way we came, and then some.
Yes, I'm. No, I think we need to continue our pursuit of the Timberwolf. Shanna sends an encrypted message back to the Shroud, saying, in effect, this intelligence jives with the things that she was able to dig up, and that it looks like the Sloan was brought on board all of these ships via the installation of the emergency hologram programs, and that Shanna's going to continue her pursuit of the Timberwolf, but that we should check out this installation after.
Are we going to come back to the Shrouds?
Sure.
Dauntless isn't able to go check it out now, which I don't blame them. Also, doesn't seem to be much about it. Would Bex be able to flex their intelligence muscles and see if we can get something on what exactly goes on here?
It's worth a shot. So, y'all go back out to the bridge, and Varric kind of relays your request. Bex, bring up everything you can on logistics facility 001472 in this sector. Aye, aye, Captain. Just going to make a reason security roll. I'm going to set the difficulty here at 2, but the Shroud is going to assist. Sometimes. Go ahead. Sorry, what were you saying?
Did I roll Shroud?
If you have access to it, yeah.
I don't think I do.
Okay, nope, that's all right. I can just go ahead and roll it. Give me a second. Do computer security.
Ooh.
Well, that should have only been 1, but it was still 2 successes, so... Alright, y'all gain a momentum off of that success. Got it,
Intelligent ship, gonna intelligence.
Yep. Got it, Captain. Says it belongs to a division I hadn't heard of before.
What division?
Give me a sec. Starfleet Knowledge Center for Networked Intelligence Analysis.
Starfleet. Can I do like an insight command roll on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna take a momentum for cautious.
Okay.
Does my composure focus apply at all?
No, not here.
Okay. What's the difficulty?
I'm going to set the difficulty here at 2.
Okay. Got it.
Bianca, it's not an agency that you've heard of either. But your brain kind of hiccups on the acronym.
Starfleet, no, SK. Oh my god. Goddess. And her 4 daughters. 3 daughters.
Skinia.
And her, like, Bianca, like, her eyes go huge. And she just looks at Valric and she goes, Skinia.
Oh, no.
Oh, Steph's here. Yay.
Hello, I am here.
Hey.
You get... Welcome! You get to
Minute.
watch me possibly get possessed again.
Oh, good.
Such a great outlook, Journey. So great.
I mean, I have a bunch of things I'm good at, and then the one thing I'm really not good at is apparently trying to shoot my captain and protect my own brain.
you could say that you're really good at getting possessed.
Yeah, you know, if that's the point.
Skinia are still a bad group. I thought we murdered them.
No, we didn't murder them. We stopped them from doing what they were trying to do, but we didn't defeat... We stopped them, but we didn't kill them. They're still interdimensional, weird
Oh,
beings of beingness.
Of being.
So we're after them now. Is what's going on? I just came in.
Okay, so to briefly recap. No, there's too much. Let me sum up. So from separate angles, Bianca and Shiana were trying to track down where Sloane's technology was coming from. They managed to find out kind of the paper trail, as it were, the logistical trail for the hardware, like the hollow emitters and the quantum entanglement communication devices that he had to have been using in order to be doing what he's doing. They narrowed down a couple of facilities like Memory Alpha, Starbase 341. There was the Daystrom Institute, and a logistics outpost on the edge of the Shackleton Expanse. So, you know, one of these things not being like the others, they checked out the Shackleton Expanse base and found out that it is assigned to this division of Starfleet that Bianca hadn't heard of, which is the Starfleet Knowledge Center for Networked Intelligence Analysis. And then Bianca was like, oh, hey, that acronym is vaguely familiar. Shit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So we haven't figured out who is controlling Sloane or anything yet.
I mean that's
now.
that's where the Sloane Trail goes back to.
Got it. Okay. I am caught up now.
Okay.
And Bianca, and because Bex is also the communications officer, Bianca goes, heavily encrypted priority 1 channel to the Dauntless.
Back on the Dauntless. Incoming hail from the Shroud.
Captain, there's a heavily encrypted incoming transmission from the Shroud.
I will take it in the ready room.
Aye, Captain.
Shanna books it to the ready room that is not hers and sits down in the chair that is not hers and brings up the communication.
That is hopefully for her.
It's the Skinia.
What do you mean it's the Skinia?
We tracked the hardware back to a base in the Shackleton Expanse. The one that I asked you to check out.
Okay.
Back to a department that I had never heard of. The acronym is SKNIA.
Holy shit. So, do we think that Sloane is the Skinia, or a tool of the Skinia, and the Skinia are still some kind of separate entity?
Well, from the little that we know, they would be a sort of intelligence that would be capable of making Sloane. I have to assume that he's an instrument.
This changes the factors of engaging with the Timberwolf greatly.
Yeah. The entire crew could be compromised. Shiana, I know that this would not be easy. But if you have to, destroy that ship. And then try to find the Valiant as soon as possible.
Will do. And send over that intelligence packet.
I'll inform Starfleet Command.
Who at command do we trust?
Well, supposedly their influence doesn't get out past the nebula, as far as we know.
Spending 2 threat.
That's comforting.
I would just just be careful. This all feels very...
Wrong?
This feels very wrong.
Shiana, you're
feels
starting
like-
to lose the signal.
This feels very wrong. This feels like we're flying into a...
No, sorry. The subspace signal is what you're starting to lose.
Oh,
Not the
shit.
Discord. Discord's actually behaving
Oh,
itself.
I was like, okay, I'll talk louder.
I figured that's what you meant.
They're on to us. Go.
Okay, Shanna closes the communication and books it back to the bridge.
All right. So
A power walking Shenandoah is never a comforting sight.
cutting down to the science lab, and I'm just going to use stellar cartography for no real reason, just for a change of scenery. Cutting down to the science lab. Adam, are you fairly well settled in at this point? If you're saying anything, we can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
I'll give it a few seconds. Yeah, he
Oh.
disconnected. I think he's going to try and reconnect.
Nope, we still can't hear you.
Yeah, still nothing.
Discord has been a real butt with the new Windows.
It has not gone over yellow for me all night. Oh, it just went green.
Can we hear me now?
Yes, third tries the
Yeah.
charm.
All right. Yeah, sorry. First, you guys, I was responding. You're like, oh, we can't hear you. Then I rejoined. Then I couldn't hear you guys.
And
So I
we
just
couldn't
quit
hear
the
you
program
either.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Discord
all
is
right,
such a
okay,
pain in the
so
ass sometimes.
You,
But
you said to me, "Am I settled in? I'm getting there. I'm home. I've been listening the whole time. I just can't make rolls yet. That's the only
Okay.
thing I can't do."
well, you're in process because I would like to give you this scene at this juncture.
Yeah, I'm totally. Yeah, I'm here. Like,
Okay,
I'm,
cool.
I'm out of the car. I'm just taking off my vampire boots for Halloween. You know. So you know.
There is an incoming communique, actually on your communicator badge.
Gotcha. Is it making any? Is it making not telltale signs that it's
No,
coming
just
from the
the-
ship?
Just the
It's just
standard,
beep.
just the standard chirp.
All right, cool. Then I have no reason to assume that anything's out of the ordinary. Commander I.
Commander Rye, Captain Francis Drake, DS9. Have a seat.
Have a seat. I'm looking around. Do I see anything? Do I see like a projection?
Well, no, because the hollow emitters are off.
Gotcha. So, am I sitting down? I don't know.
I mean, you were kind of in the middle of working on this probe, but you know, it's kind of odd how the room just kind of emptied out in the last couple of minutes.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Well, if it's all the same to you, Captain, I'm in the middle of something, but you have most of my attention.
Well, as long as I have your attention, that's what's important. I need you to listen closely.
Okay, sir.
The person you have been working with who may have introduced himself as Sloan.
Mm-hmm.
You may have thought he was Section 31. He is not.
Go on. I will note per Starfleet Code of Military Uniform Justice, Sections 31A, having this conversation is not an admission of anything.
Of course
go on.
not. Of course not, Commander. I wouldn't be admitting anything to you either if I were to tell you how I know of this.
I'm sorry, sir. You seem to be breaking up, but go on.
Additionally, your having worked with Sloan marks you as compromised in the eyes of your crew. We need to fix that.
Fucking tattletale Drake.
That information is not necessarily unsurprising. However, if I am all pointed ears listening.
I have intelligence on Sloan's true objective in the Carina Nebula sector that I need you to relay to your command.
Mm-hmm.
There is a signal that this Sloan is going to try and broadcast when he arrives at his destination. It is incumbent upon the Dauntless to stop that signal from being transmitted at all costs.
Yes, sir. So, if I am to understand you correctly, Sloan is intending to head to the what is it? There's rings to the remnant of the ring, broadcast this signal, which will bring catastrophe to the Federation. It is of paramount importance to the security of the Federation and probably the galactic community that we stop him.
Not to put too fine a point on it, that's an accurate summary.
Do you have any further details you can give me about this, about anything in regards to this situation?
I don't. And frankly, Commander, obtaining this information has cost me an agent. It's the best I can give you, and I'm trusting you to relay it. Moreover, I think you'll find doing so may help your standing among the other members of your crew.
my standing amongst my crewmates, while is important to me emotionally, the safety of the Federation and its allies is of what's more important. I will do what I must.
That's all I ask. Drake out.
Okay, so I will do that. I will finish my work.
Okay.
I will assume I was probably partially done anyway.
Yeah, you were kind of wrapping up anyway at that point.
No rush, Rye. No rush.
I will move with purpose, but not alacrity, to the turbo lift. Okay. I mean, I could be dramatic. This might actually be the time to be dramatic. I will use the comm badge. Or no, you know what? I will go to the transporter room, and I will do a site-to-site transport to the ready room, or to the captain's ready room. And then I will walk out of the door from the ready room and like, Captain, can I speak to you for a moment?
Let's have you make a control security roll for that site to site. I'm going to set the difficulty at 2.
Gotcha. Let me pull my sheet up here. I can at least. I guess I can start logging on now. Now that I don't have those goth boots on anymore.
Comfort.
I mean, they look pretty good. That's all I got to say. But All right, hang on here. Someone's probably gonna have to roll for me. But let me look at my sheet real quick before I.
Okay.
So what I'm doing is control security.
Control engineering.
Control engineering. Okay, only not too bad at that. See if I got any other bull crap I can pull here. 2.
Yep. No focus here.
No focus here. What's our current momentum situation at?
1 momentum.
Oh well, never mind. It ain't that important for me to be dramatic. I will give it a shot then. Yeah, like I want to be dramatic, but there's
All right. Do you want me to roll it?
Yes, sir.
All right. I will do that.
Yeah, let's open. Let's hope.
So, one success. You get to the transporter room, start fumbling with the controls. Realize it's going to take more time to do this than it is to just take the turbo lift up to the bridge.
I'll roll my eyes. All right, that's fine.
Damn it, Captain! I'm a science officer, not an engineer.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I was going to try to be dramatic to really emphasize my point, but okay. So then, yeah, I will come out of the turbo lift, and then I will walk over to the command. I will walk over to the captain, our acting captain. Yep. Captain, may I speak with you in the ready room, please?
Shanna raises an eyebrow.
He will have his wirely smile as usual.
Of course, Commander.
Thank you.
And Shanna lets him lead the way.
Captain, I have some interesting information to tell you. I have recently learned. Oh, I will have my pad with me too. And actually, before I go there, can I say I swung by my corners to grab a few things?
Yeah,
just
sure.
Mainly evidence of my activities so far.
Couple minor actions, easy enough.
Yeah. Well, a couple just to kind of show up. Yeah. I've come across some information in regards to Sloane's actual objective here.
Come across information how?
I'm getting to that. Sloane, am I aware that they are aware that they think he's... No, this is really weird to say. Am I aware that they think Sloane is a Section 31 agent?
They do think Sloane is Section... Well, last you knew they thought Sloane was Section 31. Gotcha.
Okay, well, there you go. We are in pursuit of a Section 31 agent named Sloane. I have come across information. He is no longer a part of that organization. His actual objective is to get to the Ark, or the, I guess we'll call it the Ark. Why not? Yeah, it's to get to the ring, broadcast the signal, which will lead to catastrophic damage to the Federation and to the galactic community. I've come across this information through my contacts in Federation security and intelligence. I have been attempting to monitor Sloane's activities, and I'm going to pull out. Remember how I kept like tracing shit with my like sending pads back and forth?
Yeah, you kept the Viridian
So-
patch.
Yeah. So, and I've got all that. So I'm pulling that stuff out, which I'll have conveniently displayed on pads. You know, as you can see, I've been tracking Sloane for some time. But now it has become a lot more critical for me to be a little bit more forthright with you. According to my information, if he reaches the ring and activates his signal, it will become very dangerous. It is imperative that we stop him.
Who's your source?
I'm afraid that I cannot reveal that.
I'm afraid that you're going to have to.
Then you may throw me in the brig.
Commander, I don't want to do that. You've got one more chance. Who is your source?
What I want to do and what I must do for the safety of the Federation and the galactic community are two separate things. I am giving you the information. It is, I would say it is of vital importance that we do this. We are already on our way.
You will pardon my skepticism regarding all of this information and your admitted behavior in regards to Sloane, and now you won't tell me how you have this information.
That is correct.
The brig it is.
Before you take me to the brig, may I say one more thing that I hope will convince you that I am telling the truth?
You may speak.
After the collapse of the Romulan Star Empire, probably most records of me were lost. I have a PhD in particle physics. It was my job to develop the weapon and further development of Thalion radiation. It is because of my direct involvement that millions of people died on Site 41. I watched people melt apart. That is my crime. That is what I've done. And under your Federation law, I am a war criminal. I hid amongst your people in order to hopefully rectify my actions and maybe bring some sort of balance. I admit this to you now, knowing that this could fully lead to my court-martial and eventual... Does the Federation have the death penalty? They do.
But not really for that. Like there's
yeah, well, that's fine. Yeah,
you didn't go to Talos 4. That's about the only thing that carries a death penalty in the Federation.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And could lead to my permanent incarceration and me being a Romulan. That is a long time. I have told you this information. I've also told you further crimes that will damn me even further. Because of that admission, I hope you will take everything I've just told you with the utmost seriousness, knowing that I cannot disclose my source, but I will willingly sacrifice my future in the Federation to ensure that you do this. And with that, Captain, I shall head to the brig. Oh, the probes are ready.
Oh, by the way,
I will have one of your science officers will launch the probes. Shiana calls in 2 security officers to escort Commander Rai to the brig. Shiana then calls in Lieutenant Catalea.
Captain?
I need your help with something.
So cut real fast to the bridge where you see a couple of the rest of you see a couple of security officers walk into Shiana's quarters and then walk out, kind of trailing Rai by a couple of paces and straight to the turbo lift. Back in the ready room, Catalea says, "Yes, Captain. What is it?"
I need you to see if you can track a transmission that would have come to the ship within the past half hour or so directly to Commander Rye.
Okay, I will give it my best shot.
On that note, since may I make a insight and security check?
Being out of the... As long as it's not related to that conversation, because you're out of earshot by this point.
Specifically, what I'm saying is my character's a spy. Knowing
Mhm.
that I was going to do that, I would have at least destroyed my communicator when they're taking me out. But I'm not a spy. I didn't think of that. So if I succeed at my role, I would like to attempt to do that.
Gotcha.
If I fail, I don't think to do that.
Yeah, let's do insight security. Let's set the difficulty at 1.
Gotcha. None of my stuff would apply. So yeah, go ahead and just roll.
Can I
for me, right?
oppose this roll? Because we're talking about him in my ready room, thinking about destroying his communicator, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, it don't matter. Yeah, we can totally roll against
Okay.
that. That's fair.
All right.
Yeah.
Can I oppose it?
Yeah. As long as... I would have said that Rye could have done this at any point along the time, but it would have been even harder for him to do this in full view of security than it would have been for him to do it in the ready room. So we'll make it an opposed roll.
Well, no, what I was thinking was what I would have in my character's mindset.
Oh.
The reason why I think we should roll off is just because I'm doing this after the fact, because I'm not really a spy. But I think the roll off, what I would have done is while they're escorting me, I will just grab my badge and crush it.
Okay, so
that's all I'm thinking about doing. But because I came up with it after the fact, it totally makes sense for the player to be like,
yeah.
"Hey, can we roll off?"
So here's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
If Rye wins the roll, then that's what happens. You basically control the narrative long enough to get out of the ready room, and just kind of surreptitiously destroy your comm badge as you're being escorted to the brig. If Shiana wins the roll, she confiscates your badge before you leave.
Sounds fair. I'm absolutely okay with that.
Okay, and it's insight security for both of you. The base
Sounds
difficulty
good.
is 1.
Sounds good. Someone's gonna have to roll for me. I'm still booting up over here.
Okay.
I'm not particularly good at this, but
insight security. There is 1 momentum on the board.
I am not going to take my.
Shiana?
I'm not going to take the momentum for that because I don't think and stuff like that would be fair.
Okay, so in the heat of the moment, Shiana just has you straight escorted out.
Did I win? Holy crap! Huh.
Yes, you won the roll.
Okay, cool. Then I'm assuming, I just kind of, as I'm walking to there, I just kind of, nonchalantly grab it. And I'm a Romulan. I have pseudo super strength. I just crush it. I mean, sure, it could be put back together. Like, that's the best I could do. But,
You know the badge communicator well enough to just kind of hit a pressure point on it.
Yeah,
And
I guess, incidentally, I'm a Romulan.
And in the guise of kind of adjusting it, you manage to hit that pressure point. And
gotcha.
The transceiver, the subspace transceiver in it is crushed.
Gotcha. So that means they just got to deal if at that point in time, if the captain was
that means they've got to
get tracked, that's his fault.
Well, it means they trace it back to the Dauntless's communication system.
Yeah, but then it's his fault, not mine. Like, if he wants to get mad at me, be like, "Well, you should have done better at being a spy." So
I don't know. Drake is pretty good at being a spy.
Yeah, that's why I'm hoping the roll's really hard.
So,
since I'm being all righteous and indignant and stuff, the least he can do is cover his ass really well.
That brings us back to Catalaya attempting to trace the signal. So let's make it a quick roll. I'm going to set the difficulty at 3.
Is the ship assisting her?
Let's see. I'm going to make it reason science for Catalea and computers security for the Dauntless. So yes.
Because then her difficulty would go down.
Would it?
Don't we have advanced sensors and stuff?
When you use the Dauntless's sensor subsystem, yes. But if you're using computers, then no.
Never mind.
Nope, no worries.
I'll still roll for the ship. What was it?
Computers security. So roll when you're ready. Catalea got 1 success. Okay, 1 from the Dauntless. So, not a success. The signal is straightforward enough until it hits the edge of Federation space, and then it is routed probably about 10 different ways to Sunday, making it effectively impossible to trace the signal back to its source.
Care to hazard any conclusions as to actual source?
You're asking Catalea?
Yes.
Somebody who doesn't want to be found, Captain. Possibly Starfleet intelligence?
It's a fair enough guess. Thank you, Lieutenant.
Aye, Captain.
Right now, the rest of us don't know about the Skinia thing, right? It's just
It is
Shiana,
just-
Rye, and
No, it's
Even-
just
it is just
the
Shiana.
Shroud Command and Shiana.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great.
great, awesome.
So, oh gosh, so Shiana's got some thinking to do.
Nobody read any weird text messages that come into the ship.
Okay, so Shiana's gonna book it back out to the bridge and stand next to Lieutenant Carden's station.
Okay.
Jonas?
Captain, is everything all right? I couldn't help but notice that scene.
Yes, well, we'll discuss that later. Right now, I want to know if you can get the Dauntless to that shard before the Timberwolf.
DM, is that a roll I can make?
Yes, it is. Given your success on the earlier roll, I'm going to have you do a daring con. Difficulty is going to be 2. The Dauntless will assist with Engines con.
Okay, I will take that last momentum for cautious because my daring sucks.
Okay. And go ahead and roll when you're ready. 3 successes. Nicely done. Who's got the Dauntless?
Oh, I just closed the sheet, so
No, no worries.
I can grab it. What's it rolling?
What did I just say? Engines con.
I was muted.
Hi, Sarah.
One from the ship.
All right, so y'all are up to 2 momentum. So, Sarah, what were you saying while you were muted?
Oh, I was just saying that I could roll for Dauntless because I had it up, but
Gotcha.
So can I make that judgment that I can get us there before the other ship?
As far as I'm concerned, you've just made the roll to succeed, so yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if this was a no. You don't think you can? I just had to ask. I didn't want to assume.
Nope, it's all good.
So the lieutenant will look up at Shanna. Yes, I believe I can, Captain.
Then get it done. Get us into a position where we won't be immediately seen.
All right.
And I want scans on that shard the instant we can.
Aye, Captain.
Okay, so I'm gonna say at this point y'all are at the edge of this briar patch like area. Let me have, let's see. Excuse me. Let me have Tassel make a control engineering roll.
Ooh, to sell.
Oh, we haven't used to sell in a while.
Mm-hmm.
To
Sometimes
sell...
sometimes I remember that y'all have secondary characters. This is going to be
Sometimes
control engineering. Difficulty is 3. Assisted by the Dauntless. We'll go with structure engineering.
All right. What is this?
This is to see if you can maintain the Dauntless's shields going into this part of the nebula.
Okay.
So your EPS focus will apply here.
All right. Can I take a momentum?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
All right. You said control engineering.
Yep.
Difficulty 3. Want to keep them shields up.
4 successes, nice. And let's get the Dauntless. Sarah, you said you still had it up?
I do.
Freezing.
Giggity.
And you get a threat.
What was the threat for?
Untapped potential.
I thought it was only when you used a value.
Nope, it's when I bought 1 or more additional dice.
Oh, okay.
I roll a challenge dice. I receive extra momentum.
Gotcha.
Oh, wait, no, sorry, I didn't roll a threat. Sorry. So, or I didn't roll an effect, so you actually don't get a threat. My mistake.
So I don't get a threat. Okay.
Yeah, but we don't
Yeah,
receive
nothing
any extra
happens.
momentum.
Okay.
So, what am I rolling for Dauntless again?
You are rolling structure engineering for Dauntless.
Okay.
I was trying to get us momentum, but it didn't
And
work.
yay.
Nice.
Dauntless
That's
comes
5.
through. Yeah. 5 successes on a difficulty 3 roll, so y'all are up to 3 momentum. And perhaps more importantly, the Dauntless will be able to maintain shields going into this area.
That's good. To sell Waggles a laser spanner in Dash's direction with like a
Thank you, engineering.
Dash says, "Great work, kid. Don't get cocky."
Why would I? And then I like immediately get shocked by touching. I'm assuming Dahley is on the bridge.
Yes.
Okay.
At this point, are we close enough to know how big this shard of that ring is?
Actually, let me have Catalea do a quick scan of the area.
what happened in there? And I'm gonna like look towards.
It's going to be a conversation for later.
Okay. If
Someone-
we're. Sorry,
Wow,
go ahead.
Catalea is on the ball. Would someone like to roll sensor science for the Dauntless?
I think Sarah's got it.
Yep.
If it concerns a race towards this shard, it seems it is a important task.
Okay. So here's where you all stand. The sensors are not picking up any evidence of a shard of the ring in the area. The sensors are picking up an enormous biomass, however.
Okay. Is Jonas getting anything hinky feeling?
Can I study that? With
Jonas
my
is not
medicine?
getting anything inky feeling. What would you be attempting to do, Dolly?
Biomass.
Yes,
What?
like a huge mass of
Yes.
Zealand,
it's-
as it turns out.
What?
Like a
Like-
hive?
Like like one giant Zealand? Like
Very much like a hive. It's not yet in visual range.
what? Are they alive?
Yes.
Can we pick up any other ships?
You do. You are picking up the Timberwolf on long-range scanners. The Dauntless is actually in a position where it will be able to intercept the Timberwolf before the Timberwolf reaches this hive. And there is one other structure, which, given Catalea's success, I can't not give you. About 5 light hours out, so about the distance from the sun to Pluto, in other words, is a ship-sized Iconian gateway.
Good.
Oh, that's not what I was expecting.
I'm assuming the hive is moving in the direction of the gate.
No, the hive is stationary relative to the gateway.
Oh, what?
And there are no fragments from the ring on scans.
No fragments that you can tell. There might be one buried in the hive, but if there is, the bio readings from the hive itself are simply drowning it out.
So, okay, sorry, I'm trying to imagine this in my brain. So, is it like a termite mound, kind of, like in space?
In terms
Is
of
it-
the scale of it, it is
More like the composition of it. Like,
the composition.
Is it like a static object that they are all contained within, that they created?
Gotcha.
Is it like something that broke off of something else? Like,
It
have
is
we
it is
seen
a
this
mass.
before
So what the Dauntless' sensors are reading is a mass approximately the size of a Class D planet. Or
What
approximately
the
the size of
fuck?
Earth's moon, swarming with so many Zealand that the Dauntless can't register where one life sign ends and another begins. And in some parts, the concentration is so thick that Dauntless can't tell whether it's looking at Zealand or part of the moon, part of the structure of the planet itself.
Can Jonas listen?
If that is something you really want to do, yes.
Oh, I don't like how you phrased that.
And the Zealand are not the other ones. The Herc, right? They're two different.
Zealand are like giant angry wasps.
They're
But
the bad slaver people, right? My brain cannot fucking remember anything right.
Yeah,
Dolly, give
they're
me
the
an
ones that were
insight
using
medicine
slave
roll.
labor.
Difficulty
Insight
2.
medicine.
while she does that, yes, Jonas would like to listen very much so.
Okay. Let's
I have
resolve
focus?
Dolly's roll first.
That's cool.
Do I have a focus?
Let me look. Character sheet. Yes, your xenobiology focus will apply here.
All right. I also have another question that will come afterwards. But
Okay. All right, and you all are now maxed on momentum. Nicely done. These readings, while they come up as Zealand, are indistinguishable from Herc readings that are in Starfleet's database.
Concerning. Okay, good. Perfect. Awesome. Hey.
Steph, thanks. I hate it.
Yeah, no, it's cool. This is totally fine. This is not at all horrifying.
Full momentum? That sounds like just enough I need to escape.
Okay, from what we know about the Zealand and the Herc, just generally, but more specifically the Zealand, do we know how they procreate? Like, is it like a gestational thing, or do they lay eggs, or?
You honestly don't have any idea.
Cool.
Starfleet doesn't have enough data on Zealand biology.
Yeah, because we've only ever encountered their military vessels. We've never been to like their homeworlds.
Yeah, I'm totally not equating this as like a giant termite mound with like a queen that is laying thousands of eggs a day. This is fine. And to answer Shiana's question, the Herc were the like basically like locusts of the universe. Like the Zerg from StarCraft, basically. They like come in and like wipe everything out. If I'm remembering correctly.
Mm-hmm. And the Dauntless crew has encountered the Herc once previously.
Yeah.
Oh, we did! The crystal things.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
The crystal ships.
Okay.
Where our lovely engineer lady started screaming.
Yeah, because Giselle got like fucking flooded by them. Okay, so I'm taking all of this in, processing it, and I just look at. We have a
Look at what now?
We have a big problem.
Y'all are gonna need a big can of Raid for this one.
Mm-hmm.
I need someone to re-verify that the Timberwolf's trajectory is actually towards this mass.
The Timberwolf is continuing to head toward this hive.
Jonas would definitely like to listen now.
Okay. You're listening for anything specific?
Jonas would like...
They're reading like Herc.
Jonas would like to listen for he would like to listen for the fragment. He knows it's here, but they can't scan it. And then he also wants to listen for anything that is out of place.
Okay. So let's have an insight command roll. Difficulty here is going to be 3. I'm actually going to spend a threat to increase it to 4.
Oh, okay, that's fun. All right. You know what? I will go ahead and I will use my last spotlight thing to give myself 2 successes. Can I do that?
You can.
I would like to do that to give myself 2 successes.
Okay.
And then I would, if everyone's okay with it, I'd like to buy a dice with momentum.
Buy all the dice you need.
I mean, you were topped out, so it should be fine, yeah.
Okay. Insight command.
So 2
All right,
successes plus the results of your roll.
Yep, so my attunement focus comes into play here, yes?
Yes.
Okay, and you just raised the difficulty level, not the complication range.
Correct.
Awesome. All right, here we go.
Okay, 3 successes.
Wah-wah.
There is nothing out of place from an El-Orien's perspective that you are able to determine, and if there is, it's lost in the thrumming of the Zealand, which, while it's it's certainly a different tone from what you're used to hearing from other Federation species, Jonas, but it is not without its own rhythm and melody. There's still kind of a mechanical, almost industrial beauty to it.
Okay, yeah. I understand that. All right.
But
Okay.
such is the strength of that noise that any signal from any remnant that is out of place is just lost.
Captain, if there's anything in there, the Herc are drowning it out. Not the Herc. The Zealand are drowning it out with their music. There's no way I can pick anything up unless I try harder, and I don't know if I can.
Okay, time to intercept.
What is our time to intercept, GM?
7 minutes.
And the Timberwolf?
Is launching fighters.
Are they going to try and blow up the hive?
The fighters are on
No,
an
the
intercept
fighters are
course for
coming
the
after
Dauntless.
us. Fighters are coming after us.
Okay. Orders, Captain?
Why is the Timberwolf attacking us?
Because their ship
compromised.
is currently in.
Because
they
the
are
Timberwolf is
compromised.
under the influence of Sloane, possibly completely compromised by Sloane.
Okay.
Give me a Sloan.
Okay, that's... I want to look for patterns of recognition in the psychology of how these Zealand are acting. Like, are they protecting it? Are they like how are they acting towards this thing that they're on? Because it's not moving, right? It's not a ship.
Right.
Like just why are they here? What are they doing?
Okay, so attempting to kind of glean their psychology in terms of why they're here.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. Yep, no, yep, no.
Okay.
It sure would.
I'll
I was
give that to
reacting
you.
it.
I'll actually give that to you for a point of momentum. We'll make it a momentum spend for obtain information.
Okay, yeah. How collective-y is this Zealand?
it confirms some of the suspicions that you've had about the Zealand up to this point. That they are a hive. They operate as a hive. And that being the case, they're here because this is their home.
Okay.
Now that all being the case, given the proximity of an Iconian gateway, it is not beyond the realm of possibility that there is an evolutionary link between the Zealand and the Herc.
Good. So it's, in my mind, a probability that they were once part of a larger whole and at some point broke off, and this is where they
And at some
are.
point, yeah, at some point, Dauntless, it occurs to you that the Zealand and the Herc probably had a common ancestor.
Okay. Are these Zealand spacefaring in any way, or are they just like
Zealand
chilling
ships
on their
are warp
froth?
capable. And there are still ships heading for the Dauntless's position.
Okay.
I do have a question really quick.
Yeah.
Per standard procedure within Starfleet for finding an undocumented Iconian gateway, what are we as a ship supposed to do?
Given the Four Quadrants initiative, it's not the same protocol that it used to be. Before the Iconian War, Starfleet protocol would have been destroy the gateway.
Okay.
Nowadays, it's not necessarily so clear cut.
Okay.
But if we did destroy it, we wouldn't get in trouble.
We would probably also, if it does release energy during its destruction, which I am not sure if it does or not, we would probably kill like millions of Zealand right now.
Yeah. But like, what I'm trying to get is the Zealand that are on this planetoid thing. Are they like aware enough that we can make contact with them, or would that be a bad idea?
They are definitely aware enough that you could make contact with them, yes.
Okay.
In fact, you're on the verge of visual range now.
Captain, I suggest we perhaps contact these Zealand relatives and perhaps find out if they know anything about this shard and the gateway.
Captain, we might also want to send a message to the Captain West.
Dauntless, you've got 1 minute to attempt communication. I'm going to update Captain West, and then we have to destroy that mass.
What? It's a planet full of people.
Lieutenant,
Captain,
I'm privy to information that I cannot brief you on right now. We have to destroy the mass. You have 1 minute.
It is annoying knowing information you can't tell people and tell them where you got it.
Shut up, Rye.
Dawn, real quick.
Yeah.
How much does Bianca know about the capabilities of all the ships in the task force?
Enough. She knows her task force. What do you need?
That's all I needed to know.
Okay.
I'm attempting communication with this Zealand planet.
Yeah, basically.
Jonas would like to help.
Okay. So hailing frequencies are open.
Hey, look at me with my diplomacy and command. Finally get to use it.
If you could encourage them to disperse.
I'll try. I'm gonna try to diplomacy my way through this. It's the Romulan way, right?
These days.
Thumbs up. All right. I will attempt to, contact if there's like some sort of official governmental body, whatever. I will just send out a general ping to be
Okay. You receive back, like, when you say a ping, do you mean like literally a ping, or like a hailing frequency? Like, are you saying anything?
I am just. I'm going to say. This is Centurion Dahley of the. Is it USS?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
USS Dauntless. Yeah.
Of the USS Dauntless. Please respond.
We are the Zealand. Explain yourself. Why are you here? So deep in our territory.
We are seeking a artifact.
Please clarify, and quickly.
I will explain to the best of my capabilities the thing.
Okay.
And I will also emphasize that another vessel is en route that is potentially hostile, and we are here to attempt to keep their home safe if necessary.
Okay. I'm gonna have Catalan make another sensor roll. Difficulty is going to be 1. Someone roll sensor science for the Dauntless, please. Jesus Christ, Catalea.
Me.
Okay, yeah.
Holy Moses. Alright, y'all are top down on momentum, to say the least.
How much do we have floating?
4?
Oh,
A lot?
can we use that? Can we use that to make an advantage?
Well, let me describe the results of Catalea's scan first, and then we can
Okay.
talk about what all y'all can do with it. God, I sounded so southern there. I don't care. So Catalea says, Captain, I'm starting to read movement from some of these asteroids. Like holes? And on the Dauntless's tactical display, Zealand ships start pouring out of several of these asteroids.
Oh no. Oh my.
The configuration matches other Zealand ships that you've seen further out towards charted sectors of space. So, as far as that's looking, it looks like these Zealand and the Zealand you've encountered previously are the same race.
Good. Cool.
What you seek belongs to us.
Very well.
Please leave.
Shiana takes the over.
Shiana.
This is Captain Shiana Dare of the USS Dauntless. We are not here to take anything from you. but it is in your best interest, in the interest of your safety, that you disperse. The other ship approaching is hostile.
The Zealand ships, hearing that, start moving towards the Timberwolf.
Weren't you going to make contact with me?
Hey, Shiena, might be good for us to know that they can be fucking mind controlled so we can tell them about.
Koltesh? Sorry, no. Lieutenant Carden, bring us about. Koltesh, I want a firing solution on the Timberwolf.
Aye, Captain. Yes, Captain. While Jonas is doing that, he wants to listen to the Timberwolf.
Okay.
He wants to listen to and see if he can figure out what's going on the inside of the ship.
All right. Give me Insight Command. Difficulty is going to be 2.
Also, Shiena, were you gonna message Bianca?
Was I gonna what?
Message
Yes,
Bianca.
Oh, yes. Can we consider that done?
No, because Bianca has something to fucking say to you. No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
If we want to pause my
I
rolling,
thought I was just text
Yeah,
messaging, but okay.
Let's have, because Shiena said she was going to contact Bianca. Let's have that at least attempt to go through.
yeah, that's fine. I can pause this.
Okay.
I mean, it can be text, but Bianca needs to say fucking something.
Well, it is
Okay.
going to have to be a roll because you're going to have to break through Zealand jamming. So this is going to be opposed.
Koltesh can help with this if he needs to. He's a good engineer.
You'll probably be the point person on this.
Okay.
And Tassel can assist.
Yay!
Okay, so Shiana's message to Bianca is situation not as expected. Shard is shrouded by a massive Zealand. There are Zealand ships. Timberwolf approaching. Tactical situation dire. Also Iconian Gateway.
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
Also Iconian
Alright.
Gateway, just by the by.
Okay, so what do I need to roll to break through jamming?
Okay, so this is going to be control engineering,
Hey.
aided by communications security for the Dauntless, and control engineering for Tassel. And
Do any of my focuses apply here?
give me just a moment.
Yep.
Also, what's your target number?
Well, it's going to be opposed.
I know, but what's I meant like for Journey to roll? What's your target?
Oh, Koltesh's control engineering is a 15.
Okay, same as mine.
All right, and you asked if you had any focuses that applied. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think so unless like warp field dynamics or something, quantum mechanics.
I have computers.
None of those are going to apply here.
Okay. What is our target now? What is our difficulty?
Like I said, difficulty is going to be opposed.
That's right. I'm sorry.
Nope, that's all right.
I think
I'm going to
I
spend
think
a
for this,
threat
Koltesh is
to
gonna.
give them an extra die.
Okay, I think Koltesh is gonna burn a value.
Yeah.
Okay. What value is he calling upon?
I will not back down from a challenge.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, so that's 2 successes, and then I think he will He'll take.
We have floating momentum.
Oh, yeah. I'll take 1 floating momentum for an extra dice.
Okay.
Because he does have cautious engineering, so that's a good thing.
Yes, it is. Okay, roll when you're ready. There's 2, 4.
Yep, so I will, yeah.
Okay. So the two of you are easily able to punch through the jamming and establish a communication signal to the shroud.
We're through, Captain.
Okay, so Bianca, you receive Shiana's message, which is basically situation normal, all fucked up.
Right. And she actually like drops the pad and it clatters on the console in front of her. And she asks Valric, she says, "How fast can this ship go?"
I can give you 30 seconds of slipstream. After that, it's warp drive.
I won't be able to get there in time. Oh my god. Alright, and then she's going to send a message back that is basically, the Timberwolf has the capability to transmit a mass transmission.
Oh, fuck.
Yep. Timberwolf's main deflector could broadcast to that entire swarm.
Good.
The Scania could mind. The Scania are going to try to mind control the entire Zealand swarm and then take them through the Iconian gateway. Stop.
Telegraph format, I like it.
Doomsday scenario. Stop.
Destroy Timberwolf immediately.
Oh, God. The amount of
Timberwolf
voices, Jonas.
keep the Timberwolf from transmitting at all costs.
Koltesh,
Yes, Captain.
destroy the Timberwolves. Oh god, what was the thing?
The main deflector?
Main deflector?
Destroy Timberwolf's main deflector.
Alright, so
I want you to throw everything at it.
a couple things gonna happen here, real fast. I need to see if the Timberwolf was able to maintain shielding, first off. And I had set that as difficulty 3, so I'm gonna spend a threat to give them an extra die. It's going to be structure engineering plus this.
We also
Oh,
have
yeah.
3 floating momentum, apparently.
Yeah, can we use that 3 floating momentum so that we can have, like, piercing or something on this shot?
Oh, they got a complication.
Yes,
Ouch.
so Timberwolf does not
Scan
have
for
shielding.
weaknesses. Scan for weaknesses, and then
Actually,
that, 'cause
I'm
it
going
makes it
I'm
good.
going to give, because given the complication, I'm going to give Dauntless piercing 1 against the
Yay!
Timberwolf. If you want to spend
Nice.
your floating momentum, you can make it piercing 2.
Okay. Before we do that, is it still possible for Jonas to listen to the ship? Because that's what he wanted to do before we had to
Yes.
do the captains.
Yes, Insight Command, difficulty 2.
Yeah, Jonas is going to use a momentum.
Yep. Y'all were full up, so it doesn't surprise me.
Oh, dang. It's 2 to re-roll that, right?
2 threat.
I will give you 2 threats so my brain doesn't explode.
Okay.
Okay.
But you can keep the
Go ahead
one.
and re-roll the complication.
Yeah, I can choose to re-roll the 2 and just keep the 1, right?
I think you just re-roll 1 dice.
You can re-roll
Just
1
the
die.
1?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I will re-roll the complication then.
Good answer.
Yay!
And you turned it
And
into
I
a
make
success.
it!
Nicely done. The ship is under Skinia control. The crew is not.
Huh?
Okay, so
the
first off,
the crew is incapacitated and imprisoned.
wait, are there actual Skinia on the ship?
No, they've taken over the computer.
What Sarah said.
Okay, okay, so if anyone is nearby Jonas, his healthy Brazilian-looking face just goes deathly pale.
Lieutenant?
The Timberwolf is under the control of the Skinia.
Excuse me?
The crew is knocked out and imprisoned. The Skinia are in the computers of the Timberwolf.
Oh god. Okay.
Is the captain still on the bridge, or did they go to the ready room?
No, Shiana's on the bridge.
Uh,
Koltesh,
We've been
we have
armchair text
Yeah.
messaging.
And,
yeah.
And
Koltesh, we
and
have
Koltesh
our
is getting
order.
ready to fire. Yeah.
Wet.
Yep. So okay. Jonas says that, and then Koltesh, was he here for the Skinia thing?
I don't
He
think
was not on the
so.
bridge, so he's not really quite up to speed. But
But
he
he's
knows
like,
how to fire
"Koltesh,
weapons.
Yes, he does, and he'll do that. So what am I rolling?
Okay.
And can we spend those last 2 floating momentum to give us an advantage on the roll?
I'm gonna say that
And-
you spent your floating momentum to. Well, if you if you're okay with just having piercing 1, which I don't know why you wouldn't be, then yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Can Shiana assist with this?
If you use the direct task to have Koltesh fire, then yes. You would be able to assist using
Presence command.
Presence Command. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Okay. So, Shanna just kind of leans forward in the chair and is like, Koltesh, fire. Except, I'll let you say that, because it's your character. Alright, so the difficulty is 2. It'll be Control Security for Koltesh. Presence Command for Shiana. Weapons Security for Dauntless. What are you guys firing? Declare your attack.
The deflector?
Well, what weapon system are you using?
Oh,
And true, since you're targeting a system, the difficulty goes up to 3.
Which would give us bigger punch.
Yes. But you guys did ask to use your floating momentum, so I'll pull the difficulty back down to 2.
Okay.
Okay. Quantum torpedoes or laser beam?
Quantum torpedoes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, my brain can't make words.
Giving myself a threat.
Okay, and control science.
Control security.
I'm assuming. Oh, security. I'm assuming none of my focuses apply here, unless I can somehow wheedle out survival.
Nope.
actually, I would recommend using the phasers with the targeting VI.
That's not a bad idea.
Because we don't want to kill the Timberwolf if we don't have to. And with the targeting
Fair.
VI, it'll be more precise and more. And we're already having piercing 1, so.
Quick question. I have a talent called Untapped Potential. What does that do?
That's if you take a momentum, you can roll a challenge dice, and if you get a success, you gain that much momentum. But if you
I think it's
get an
determination,
effect-
not momentum.
See, I thought it was too. But
When you spend a determination, you roll a challenge die. If you get a success on it, you get your determination back.
right.
Oh,
No, that's veteran.
yeah, that's veteran.
Oh,
That's veteran.
Never
Okay,
mind.
there you go. I stand corrected.
okay.
All right, they're both they're kind of similar vein talents.
Untapped potential. When a character succeeds at a task for which they bought one or more additional dice with momentum or threat, they may roll one challenge dice. This character receives bonus momentum equal to the roll of the die and adds 1 point of threat if an effect is rolled.
Right.
The character cannot gain any higher rank than Lieutenant Junior grade while they possess this talent.
Worth pointing out, it says may, so you do not have to do that. It's a choice.
It's only if you want to generate momentum.
Yeah. Anyway, control security for Koltesh. No focus.
All right.
Momentum. Take it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take 3 momentum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we
how
need
much-
that many?
Do we? I don't know what our threshold is for hitting them. Like, what
Difficulty
is our?
is 2.
2.
Okay, then no, just take 1. Just 1.
Okay.
And what is the targeting VI do?
The targeting VI basically is basically a high yield effect for your phaser.
Right.
It guarantees a breach.
Yes, you want to
Okay.
use that.
If I
All right, here we
remember
go.
correctly. Okay. Oh, and you have to spend +2 power, so 3 power instead of 1. Got it.
Yeah. Worse though.
There we go. I got 3. That's 4.
And then Sarah can roll for the ship.
Yeah, I'll roll for the ship weapon security.
Yep. Weapon security. And a
Dauntless.
crit from
5,
Dauntless.
6.
So more floating momentum.
Fire in the laser.
So we.
Fire in my laser!
Geez, we were at 4, so we gained 2. That's another 4 floating momentum.
No, you were well, you're at 4. And then 4, 6 successes. Yeah, okay. A ridiculous amount of floating momentum. Let me look up breach effects real fast.
I'm assuming Sarah wants to roll the pew-pews for.
I can roll a pew
As in Kate?
Yes, sorry, I did mean Kate.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to
Let
say that this
Shiana push the
counts.
button.
I'm going to say this counts as sensors breach.
Okay.
But yeah, go ahead and roll damage, Shiana, when you are ready.
We can use that floating momentum to re-roll those zeros.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. 5 dice.
13.
Plus piercing 1.
Okay, so I just did the next to the phaser rays on Dauntless's sheet.
Yep,
Was that
you did it
correct?
right.
Okay.
And then we're gonna reroll the 5 zeros.
Okay.
I don't know if
Oh.
she knows how to do that.
Okay, why
Here.
did anybody ask me to roll for the ship? Like, guys.
I'll do the 5. I'll do the 5.
Or we can just take the first 5 of that roll.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, go for it.
That's
All right.
effect 2, 0, effect 1.
So 5 or more damage is 1 breach. The VI gives you 2. The fact that it was not shielded from the hit at all means 3.
Yep.
So
Plus,
3 breaches to its sensors.
plus pierce.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you've negated its resistance.
We weren't trying to like blow the ship up, right? We were just trying to disable the thingy.
Right. That being said, you definitely disabled its sensors.
Yay!
You've
That is actually
definitely
really
disabled
good.
its main deflector. The Dauntless's phaser pierce right through the center of the Timberwolf's main deflector, and probably cut into a couple of decks behind it. The deflector flickers and then just dies.
Now we need a scan of the ship. I want to know where all the crew are, and we need to do a mass transit. Same as we
Jonas
did with
could-
Valk to Dauntless.
Jonas could probably tell you where the
Timberwolf
crew are.
only.
Jonas actually knows where the crew are, right? From
Well, we need to
listening.
we need transporter capable scans.
Ah, gotcha. My bad.
So you need a scan of life signs, basically.
Yeah, we need to pinpoint life signs, and we need to attempt to beam them onto Dauntless.
Behind a force field, hopefully.
I'm assuming we can just dump them in one of the cargo bays and put up a giant force field.
Well, yeah.
On containment, yeah.
Who would roll for scanning?
Catalea.
Yep. So I'll have her do that roll.
Well,
Are
that's how.
our shields up?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, don't we have to lower our shields to transport people, and then we will expose ourselves to the ship that is still quite operational?
Also, yes.
Like,
Also, you're in
its
the brig.
deflectors are down.
Also,
like,
you're in the
lower-
brig.
I do appreciate you trying to help out. But I also want the players to the rest of the crew to kind of live with this consequence. You've got good advice, and they're not going to get it.
Can Tassel try something while all of this is going?
All right. So
Right
Catalea-
now, all I want is the scans and an estimated time that our shields would be down to do the transport.
Okay. So that's what Catalea is going to give you, and I'm going to tell you now, because we are in rounds, it will then be basically Sloane's action.
Unless we spend momentum to keep the.
No,
Turn.
Shienna has quick to action, which means you don't have to do that momentum spend. But Shienna took the
Cool.
first action. Catalea's taken the second.
Okay.
So, here is Catalea's roll. If someone wants to roll sensor science for the Dauntless, I'm going to say Catalea succeeded on that difficulty 2.
Sarah, Captain, did you want to roll?
Sure. What are we rolling? Sensor science?
Yes. Okay. Catalea's scan narrows down the life sign locations. I'm going to spend 2 threat. They are being held in the Timberwolf's cargo bay behind a level 3 containment field.
Okay, so we need to. Is there a way outside of that to get through and break through the containment field?
Knock out the Timberwolf's power.
Yep, which is what Tassel had an idea for, but
Okay, which Tassel will get to implement possibly after the Timberwolf makes its own attack roll. Because scanning for weakness is not a thing they're going to really be able to do at this point.
but they're blind firing, right?
Kind of, yeah. They actually do get a +1 difficulty to the attack roll. So,
Oh, dang. I don't even know if I was flying evasively or not. Oops.
Well, Well, you would have
Spending a
had to
threat
take an
to use
action on that
torpedoes.
anyway.
Right.
Yeah, that's
But-
true. So yeah,
But
never.
it's also a Bridget versus an Odyssey, so.
It's definitely at a disadvantage. This is going to be difficulty. Yeah, difficulty 3.
The ship also doesn't have to beat us. They just have to succeed at their mission.
There's that, but Dauntless just made that task a lot more difficult. Alright. Weapon security. And actually scores a hit.
Ooh.
So Timberwolf lashes back with its dorsal phaser array. And I am going to spend the 2 bonus threat from the successful attack to reduce Dauntless's resistance.
Dauntless is still like, bro, do you even generate warp fields?
So for this roll, it's rolling against resistance of 3. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 5 damage to the shields and 1 breach. To the Dauntless's structure.
Oh,
We need that.
we do. We can't take many of those, can we?
I mean, you kind of can.
Yeah, incidentally,
Dauntless's
being a
structure
big
is
ship
pretty-
really helps us. Yeah.
Yeah, Dauntless's structure is pretty solid.
I mean, actually, that's like the right now. That's not a bad hit. What we don't want to lose is lose weapons or some bull crap.
Okay. On an effect, a random NPC or important NPC has suffered a lethal injury may avoid as normal.
Ooh, fun.
Oh man.
How about the random guy guarding myself?
Oh gosh.
Alright. Rye, you're 1. Shiana 2. Catalea 3. Kultesh 4. Tassel 5. Dahli 6. Dash 7.
Pierce 8.
Pierce 8.
What about Shiana?
Shiana was on there.
Oh,
Rise Guard 9.
No Jonas?
D10.
oh,
I had to say something.
Oh, but there you go.
Okay.
That would have been my guard, but you had to.
Now you
You had
can
to take one for the
y'all
team there.
y'all can spend the 2 floating momentum that you have to avoid that injury.
yes, please.
That's the good news.
But Jonas is still out for the fight, right?
No, but he is knocked clear of his station at the helm console
Yeah, if he avoids the injury, it's just the Star Trek.
because you don't
big
take
explosion. And...
because you take no stress damage. It just says you take a lethal injury, which you can avoid as normal.
Oh, okay. That's
so yeah,
good.
it's a big explosion. You got the black, soot on your face. but,
Exactly. Yeah.
You can
And
totally
you-
grab another console and do stuff.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, the moment that blows up and I'm like thrown clear, Jonas is like jumping up and rushing to the other station where he can go back to helming the ship.
Yeah, and here's what I'm going to say, Jonas, because of the momentum spent to avoid an injury. You notice, like you were thrown clear, but if you hadn't been, there's a piece of shrapnel from the console that went through your chair that would have gone through you.
Oh, okay.
Oh no!
I'm so
Bad.
glad we have floating momentum and are full up right now.
Okay, so the lights flicker
we
for a
have
moment,
had 2
then come back
characters
on.
almost die because of this motherfucker.
I'm going to spend 2 threat to keep the initiative.
Ah!
Oh, dang it. I mean, it's fair. It's fair. We do it.
Yay.
The
Who
scorpion.
are you voting for right now? Like, really?
I just all I need is power to go down to the brig. That's all I want.
Yeah, but then you won't be able to get up to the bridge.
Who said I was going to the bridge?
I'm gonna fucking murder your character.
I mean, I got a couple ideas. None of them are conventional.
I'll be
I
back
just
in a
wanna know
minute,
what
guys.
Okay.
Hold on one
Mhm.
second.
Okay, do you want us to wait for you?
Yeah, just 1 minute.
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay.
It's the Everyone Wants to Murder Rye Club.
Right.
On that note, I will also be right back.
Yeah, let's take a
But-
quick 2-minute break for restroom, drinks, that sort of thing.
You know, I could do the Spock thing too. I got to take the mains offline. All that crap. So I just need to be free to do that.
I mean,
Unless
amusingly,
there's some warp core breach in my cell, in which case, oh yeah, there we go. Why did they?
amusingly, sorry, Jonas doesn't want Rye dead. Rye's just kind of that, like, annoying older brother type figure, even though he's not older. He doesn't want him dead.
I don't think anyone really wants to be dead. That's the Federation way of looking at it.
Well, it's a good thing Dahli is technically not Starfleet then.
Came back.
All right.
Okay, so Timberwolf is about to do something else. Shitty.
And probably shoot at us again. I'm thinking that's probably pretty wise. I would personally target to knock out our weapons. That's what I would do. Because if we can't shoot at them, they can fix and do their thing. But it's a good thing Don's not here to hear it. Or potentially ram us, because the ship doesn't necessarily have to function for too terribly long. It's just got to get to function long enough to get off the signal.
Back.
But I'll stop tossing out my ideas now.
Okay, I'm back. Everyone back?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, so here is what's going to happen. This flight of Scorpion fighters that I told you all had launched is going to conduct a strafing run. So setting that difficulty at 2. The weapon security ain't great, but these are fairly decently piloted considering the AI that's in control of them.
I am. Oh, that could have been better.
13. Dauntless's resistance is 7. 6 shield damage and a breach.
There we go.
engines take this hit.
That's not good.
Oh, Bianca's gonna murder me if I let her ship
Well,
get
You
destroyed.
blew up my helm console and you blew up my engine. Just saying.
In your defense, one breach ain't bad. Like, no, it's, you know.
Well, okay.
One breach
Is
is.
this motherfucker now, please?
Okay, so Tassel had something that she was going to try.
Yeah.
I want to EMP the.
That would probably mess us up too.
Also, sorry, who just shot at us?
The Scorpion
fighters.
Fighters?
Yeah,
Is it possible to take that idea and maybe like make it a focused EMP type thing, or would it just be a broad range affecting everything?
If it's focused through the main deflector, you could aim it.
and I guess our question is how effective would an EMP be against a starship? Like, it feels like protecting against magnetic fields seems like one of the basic things a ship needs to function.
Well, they
Dangers
don't
of
have
space.
shields.
We just
Yeah,
need to
don't
knock out their
kill-
power. I would much
not
rather
people
just
to
take the
protect-
phasers to it.
But that also risks killing the crew.
That's a tough call, Shiana.
You gotta make an omelet.
I know, it's my own personal, like, real-life Kobayashi Maru. We're going to use the phasers to take out the power on the Timberwolf.
Okay. So, Koltesh fired the first time under your direct action, which means Koltesh can fire again with no penalty. The difficulty will be 3 because you're targeting a subsystem.
Give him 2 extra dice.
Just looking at this display of the Dauntless, if it's dark, does that mean how much shield we have left, or that's how much shields have been damaged?
The green is how much shield is left. And you should be able to click on it and see like what the numbers are, but it's 4 out of 15. Someone just changed
Did I
that to
hit?
0.
I
I'm going to
think
change that.
I clicked it.
That's
was
fine.
Like, you said you'll see the numbers. I was like, oh, okay, I'll click on it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Whoops.
My bad.
Okay, so control security, I now have 4 dice instead of 2.
And in fact, the difficulty is 4 because of that engine hit.
Okay. All right.
Big money, no whammy, stop.
I already used my value. I
Or you
might go ahead and try the untapped potential.
I mean, you've that comes after your skill roll.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I don't think there's anything else I can do to help myself here. All right, it's just roll.
Under the role of captain, I think Shiana can give you her determination.
This is true. Or I can give it to him.
You are
though I'm not-
you do have a line of communication. That's true, but you're
Yeah.
not acting. You're not acting as the captain of the Dauntless at the moment.
That is
As
true.
acting captain, I'm going to let Kotesh use my determination based on my value: assist, protect, defend.
Okay, doesn't require a value, but noted.
It's perfect for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
okay.
So two extra dice, an automatic critical success, and the Dauntless assist with weapon security.
Mm.
5 successes. And who's rolling for the ship?
I will roll for the ship.
Okay.
Big money, big money, big money. That's all right. We
Well,
got it.
no whammies.
That's
Okay.
my biggest thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need any more complications.
So we will consider that damage against the Timberwolf's engines. Go ahead and roll
And
damage.
Powered.
And
If you do breach, engines, it does reduce power.
all right, so that is phaser array, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And if you want to use the... Now you get 2 bonus momentum from the successful attack that you can use, for example, to reduce the Timberwolf's resistance.
Yeah, piercing. That's really good.
Do we already have that, or did we already use it?
You use that.
Okay, so we'll
Do it.
take piercing again.
Okay. So you'll be effectively rolling... If you use both of the bonus momentum, you'd reduce its resistance by 4. Is that what you want to do, or do you want to just reduce it by 2?
Just
It depends.
Yeah,
on
let's do it.
how much damage dice are we rolling right now? That's our question. What's our effect dice? What's the damage currently? 6? Because we haven't increased. We didn't increase it. Are we just at 6?
Well, 6 plus the Dauntlesses. Actually, no, that's rolling too many. It's the Dauntlesses scale plus security, so it's 10.
Okay, so there you go.
Let me double check. I'm going to do a quick test roll here, but disregard this result. 3, 4, 5,
That's fine.
6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's the right number of dice. 10.
Gotcha. So 10. Do we know what their disposition? So if we're rolling 10 dice, yeah, actually, I would take it down, because then our hope is if we roll good enough, we're just gonna blow the shit out of their engines. The other thing, maybe saving one of our. We have 3 momentum because we can spend it to re-roll.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's just the way Starship Combat works. If we can't quote maintain the momentum, we're gonna nickel and dime each other. We'll win though eventually, but
Yeah, so the momentum used to take down their resistance by 4.
Okay. So go ahead and roll.
And then I'll go. Yep.
oh.
big money.
I mean, rolls
See?
do get better than that, but not much.
Yeah,
3,
no,
4,
that's
5, 6, 7,
that's-
9,
just
10.
cut the nacelles off, then it's,
All right, so again, 2 breaches inflicted, direct to their engines. Is a scale 5 ship.
Oh god, please don't blow up. I do not want to do what I did in Cassini.
They're not going to blow up,
yeah, it's
but
really
because
hard
it's
to
an
blow shit up.
NPC starship, you have basically disabled the ship.
Okay. I only meant to take them. I only meant to disable them, Captain.
Well, good, they're disabled. Good job.
Oh no, there's a thing in our other game.
okay.
I was playing a Romulan tactical officer, and I tried to
Mhm.
disable some birds of prey, and I ended up destroying all of them.
I mean, they're permanently disabled.
Oh,
They are in fact not able to respond.
Mm-hmm.
okay, so how much the ship is completely disabled.
The ship has a total of 5 breaches, so it is out of the game effectively. Like it's not. I'll put it this way: it's not going anywhere.
We just have to stop the Zealand from destroying it now.
It's functional, but not doing anything. Is kind of how.
So Koltesh, after firing, is going to go, Captain, they are completely disabled.
I want transporter locks on the crew.
Okay. What is that?
That is going to be. That's going to be control engineering. And the difficulty here is going to be 2. and the Dauntless can assist with sensors engineering.
Cool. I actually have a focus for this.
Engineering the bridge.
Bridge here.
Captain, I just want to know if you're done getting blown up so I can start patching things back together down here.
Yeah, appreciate the concern, Dash. We're done getting blown up. Prepare for
So
a
many
mass.
promises you can't keep.
Prepare for a mass transport.
Aye, Captain. We'll have the power ready for you.
Thank you.
Okay, Koltesh is going to take a momentum for cautious engineering.
Okay. Nailed it.
Not that he needed it, apparently.
Damn.
I have their signatures, Captain. Transporting now. Oh, wait, the ship still has to go.
I'll roll the ship real quick. Just cherry on top.
7!
Y'all have been making some good rolls tonight. I mean, a couple of bad ones, but overall, really good ones.
Okay, so the crew of the Timberwolf is now in one of our cargo bays under what?
Level 1
think.
force field.
Level 1 force field.
Yep.
Jeez Louise. Okay.
It would be
And now we're going to
fairly-
actually destroy the Timberwolf.
Okay. I'm not going to make y'all roll. It's just going to be a quantum torpedo salvo and Bluey.
Yep,
While
smithereens.
that's happening, can Jonas listen for the Skinia?
While that's happening, can we re-raise shields?
Okay, re-raising shields is a minor action, so that's easy to do. Jonas, let me have you make your roll. It's going to be Insight Command, difficulty
Aren't there still
3.
Scorpion attack fighters?
They were being controlled.
Yeah,
Okay, I mean,
they basically went inert when.
Cool. I was just that was a good point of shields up. I'm like, why would? Oh, that's right, Scorpion attack fighters.
Yeah.
You were saying my difficulty or something?
Yes, your difficulty is 3.
Okay. Attunement focus, insight command. I'm going to grab. If everyone's okay with it, I'll grab 3 dice. Because I would like to make this roll.
Okay.
Ow!
You okay?
Yeah, it was just my knee into the desk.
Ouch.
Oh, I did that earlier. It's the worst.
Okay, rolling.
One success.
Yeah, that's fine. That's how I feel right now.
Poor journey. Once again, you attempt to listen, but anything you would be able to make out is drowned out by the sheer volume of the Zealand. The Zealand ships start to approach the Timberwolf, but back away when they see the Dauntless's quantum torpedo spread. And just like with the Volk, the Timberwolf just kind of breaks apart. There's a little bit of a flash as oxygen flares up and quickly evaporates into space. And then there's just debris. And the husks of a half dozen or so inert Scorpion fighters.
Captain, I couldn't tell if we actually killed them or not. The Zealand are too loud.
You're being hailed by the Zealand.
channel open.
You have
Opening channel, Captain.
you have stopped the other Federation ship. Thank you.
Yes, we have.
Thank you. Please leave now.
You're welcome. We will leave momentarily.
We give you 2 minutes.
Tell Dash to get the engines up.
I mean, the engines just took a hit, so you can bring them back online fairly easily. We'll have Dash do that. In fact,
I want to have Catalea or Dolly, whoever's best suited to this, do a scan of the wreckage. And I want us to beam aboard any fragments that would be large enough to house any data that might be left
That would probably be Catalea.
from the Skinia or
Okay.
Sloan.
You could probably beam aboard the Timberwolf's flight data recorder.
All right, then that's what we want.
Okay, I'm not going to make that a roll. I'll just say that you're all able to do it. I'm kind of
And
working toward
secure
wrapping us
that
up at this
shit.
point.
Secure it.
Oh yes, so many force fields, guys. So many.
When it's beamed aboard,
Engines are back online.
Because the Skinia are interdimensional beings, does anything blip on Jonas's radar when that stuff is beamed aboard?
No, it reads as inert.
I don't feel anything, Captain, so either they're gone or dormant or something. And Jonas actually kind of looks shaken. This is great.
Dolly is gonna start prodding him towards the turbo lift.
I don't think it's
Lieutenant
smart.
Cardin, please go to medical.
The words kind of like die on his lips, and he looks forlornly at the console in front of him. Yes, Captain. And he'll head towards the turbo lift with Dahley.
You've done very well today, Lieutenant.
And where before he was just like the entire time, his attitude towards you has been a bit following orders and doing what needs to be done. He does give you a look and he does smile a little bit before he gets on the turbo lift.
All right, so I am going to deduct a momentum as we are going to pass some time. I said deduct a momentum, not grant 23 of it.
Hey, we're good with that.
I'm sure you are.
Speaking of me escaping.
Yeah. So, the situation as it stands is y'all have your chief science officer in the brig. Bianca back aboard the ship, unless your stinger scene was going to take place somewhere else, Sarah.
The stinger scene, I was just going to be in my ready room, and then
Okay.
Dolly had some intelligence to bring me.
Okay, perfect.
And we can. I don't know if you want to deal with Rye now or deal with Rye next episode.
Oh, that's definitely going to be a next episode thing.
Okay. But yeah, Dolly's going to bring me the intelligence that they gathered from the Romulan Republic.
Yeah. So after checking Jonas over and worrying far too because shrapnel almost went through your stern.
Jonas doesn't say anything. He just lets you.
He knows better by now. And you get the cup of lollipops shoved at you, and then for the first time you've ever seen, Dahley takes one and on her way out with like her report for the captain, you see her like stress like chomping on it.
Jonas is gonna take a watermelon flavor because those are his favorite.
Why are they green? But you.
But they actually do taste pretty good. He's right.
But yes, I will go to see the cat. I also bring you a lollipop.
Yay, lollipops.
It's stressful. Everyone deserves one.
Yeah.
So I push on your door.
Come in.
Captain,
Dolly. What can I do for you?
we've had an eventful couple of days, as I've no doubt.
I'll say.
I trust things went well on your end.
We were able to make some headway that I don't think I would have been able to make anywhere else.
I compiled a dossier for you regarding the personnel with the Romulan Republic.
The Romulan Empire?
Yes, sorry, the Empire.
Oh, okay. Right. Oh, with this. Yeah, with all this snooping around in Valric's files. So there's a few names on the list. And Dolly has kind of scrawled some notes in the margins. Kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and so there are, how many people did I give? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 associates of this High Admiral Selvin person. One is her flagship commander, Commander Joral Ratan. He is the commander of the IRW Japak, Selvin's flagship, a Dederidex class warbird. And noteworthy on his last command, he knocked out his Tal Shiar liaison on the bridge of his ship, which led to his general courts-martial and to his execution. But Selvin later pardoned him and made him her flag commander. And then Admiral Tamanda Lovok, commander of the 7th Fleet. Flagship is the IRW Hiron, a Mogai-class warbird. She is the widow of Kieran Lovok, a Tal Shiar operative killed on the eve of the Dominion War. Was a strong opponent of the Tal Shiar's preemptive strike on the Founder's homeworld due to her husband's death, and is thus publicly critical of the Tal Shiar. Rear Admiral Lower Half Stellan Chirel is the commander of the 243rd Battle Group under the command of Admiral Lovok. His command ship is the IRW Ravan, a Mogai-class warbird. His sister, Sha'ariel Terrell, is a commander in the Romulan Republic Navy. And then there is a dossier on Colonel Savrael, Tal Shiar agent active as of 2340. Upon further investigation, she worked against Spock's underground movement, and this intelligence comes from Datan himself. But there is no other information, and in the margins, Dolly has scrawled and noted that this name is unusual. It is from an old dialect from before Romulus was settled, and it means little wing in the old tongue. And there are visual, like, picture files for all the dossiers except for the Tal Shiar agents. Neither Federation intelligence, nor Starfleet intelligence, nor Romulan Republic intelligence has been able to conjure up any information and any, like, visual representation of the Tal Shiar agent. So that's basically what we're working with. And Bianca just gives it a once over, and she nods to Dolly, and she goes, "Good. I'll get this over to the Shroud. Maybe they can figure something out."
I find it curious.
Curious.
Well, it seems they all either greatly dislike or are somehow triple agenting for this Tal.
Yeah, it seems like they're no friends of the Tal Shiar, but yet there's a Tal Shiar agent on this list.
I mean, you weren't given an option if you were asked to be a Tal Shiar agent.
No, maybe this person wanted out?
Perhaps. However, if they are in conjunction, somehow working with the Tal Shiar or something along those lines, why would they be interested in those files?
That's the ultimate mystery. There's gotta be a connection. Like I said, I'll have the Shroud crew look over these files. Maybe they'll see something that we don't.
Unfortunately, I don't recall coming across any of them personally.
Oh, I doubt you would. A lot of these people are high up in the Republic or in the Imperial Navy, unless they defected, which they haven't. I don't see how you would have. Huh?
Perhaps they wish to defect.
It's a possibility. Well, thank you for this.
Of course.
And give Datan my regards.
By the way, and I extend a hand with a
With what?
the lollipop.
Oh. And Bianca kind of takes it and she just grins. She goes, "Thank you. I hope you give one to Shiana, too, if she had a hell of a mission."
That's my next stop.
Good.
She did well.
Needed a little guidance, but she'll get better.
Hopefully she won't need to. I don't mean that as a criticism. I mean that more in the optimistic sense that I would rather not lose you as a captain of this.
Oh, I don't think I'm going anywhere anytime soon. Lucky for all of us.
With that, I'll be on my way. I have work.
Don't let me stop you.
And I will give Bianca a nod and head out to go find Shia. And shove a giant handful of lollipops into her face.
Does anyone else have any scenes that they would like to do before we wrap things up?
I do have one. It's it doesn't have to do with anyone else. It's just a Jonas thing that Jonas would like to do.
Okay.
So I'm assuming after Dahli would leave, Jonas would probably go back to his quarters, and he'd sit there for a while, staring out one of the windows into space before he would be going over to his murder board, which was taken down, and he's compiled all of the information he has on the Scania, minus the brainwashing piece of information,
Right.
into a data pad into his console that is by the window that was under his murder board.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to add in this extra bit of information, and he's gonna stare at it really intently for a bit, and then he's going to go over to a desk that's in his room and start typing on the console at the desk in order to send a message, which I will message you about.
Okay.
And that is his scene.
Okay. So we'll have that, and then just
So
before
when-
we go ahead.
Sorry. So one brief Shiana moment. It's not even a scene, but
Yeah.
Shiana finally gets back to her quarters after all of this, and looks at Pluckir and just sinks into a chair and says, "I don't ever want to be in command of anything ever again."
You did fine. You, as my more traditional family members would say, you fought with honor. And
It
she
took
just
too
kind of
long.
starts working her hands into your shoulders, which are probably tensed up like steel cables at this point.
It took too long to make decisions. Perhaps I made wrong decisions.
Any decision that you make that brings your crew home alive is the right decision.
And I got the Timberwolf crew too, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
I passed the Kobayashi Maru.
If it was, you beat it.
You know, I never took that damn test. I just helped other people take it.
And yet, here you are. Maybe you should take it sometime. See how you do with it.
Maybe someday, but
I heard your
not
last.
today.
No, not today. Although I heard your
Not
last
today.
captain beat it.
Well,
I didn't know that was possible.
it's been more than one. More than one captain in the history of Starfleet has beat the Kobayashi Maru, but not all
Nog
by
beat it.
honorable means.
Nog beat it and broke it.
By being a Ferengi.
By being a fucking Ferengi. That's why they turned the Kobayashi Maru into a Borg scenario.
Can't
Okay.
barter with the Borg.
Can't barter with the Borg.
Yeah, basically.
Unless you're Janeway.
So we cut away from Shiana and Pluckir just kind of settling in to deck 17, where a crew member's walking down the hallway, stops for a moment. Smith Engineering, can you send someone down here? I think there's something wrong with the environmental controls on this section. Dash here. Yeah, I'll get someone down there. Thanks, Chief. And that's where we're going to end the episode.
God fucking damn it.
Don't you do that to me!
Goddamn motherfucking piece of shit.
Next time I need to hit the end stream